Hey, what's up? Welcome. Hey guys, I know I promised you guys a little apartment tour, setup tour when I got settled into my new place. I moved into a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's not much, but it's great for me. So I'm gonna just show you guys around, and then I'm gonna do like a little setup, show you the specifics of the setup afterwards. But I'll just do a little apartment tour first. Here's my wonderful small kitchen. I bought all of these appliances because, you know, I'm gonna be a responsible adult and cook for myself now, especially on this George Foreman grill right here. I haven't even used the stove yet. I don't even know if it works. Like, oh my god, I don't know. Here's my little dining area, small but nice and quaint, good. So since I'm living here, I wanted to make the whole living room the setup, since here at GOP we have like a lot of people come here and work, and they record on this setup. This is my main setup, and then some people record on here. But I'm gonna do a whole specific setup thing, like I said, afterwards. But I really liked how it turned out. It's nice and spacious. Before it was a little bit cramped where I was at, so we'd kind of be bumping heads. Now it just feels like, I don't know, you just feel more productive here. We got the silver play button up here, and you know, I bought this light because I wanted to put a spotlight on it, but it just, this light sucks for that. So I need to find one that be specifically, like, I wanted to make it look kind of like the art display. Here's my 100K. I was like, every time somebody would knock on the door, I was like planning to run over here, so you would just hear me like run over here and like turn on this light as if it's like on all the time. But I don't know, I'm gonna find one that works for this. But I like the little idea where it's a little display. Here's my little bookshelf. I got all my games on here. I told you guys before, I don't collect games because we give most of them away at the end of the year. So like most of these I'm probably gonna give away too when we do our Christmas giveaway. Got a little 2 closet space. I don't have much in here. I just have my bed, my dresser, TV, artwork that my dad did. Love you, Dad. And oh, there's another prized possession, is my diploma from UC Berkeley. It's actually, this is 10 years now since I graduated. So it's, time flies, guys. Time flies for sure. But yeah, man, UC Berkeley, go Bears. And I got a little cool bathroom. It's actually pretty spacey. But you know, I'm a guy, I don't really care how big the bathroom is, but it's nice to have it. And yeah, guys, that's the apartment. Now I'm gonna go over and show you guys the specifics of the setup. So we were recently invited to this cool event by Warner Brothers, and I'd like to take the time to thank them for inviting us out to see Kong Skull Island and for sponsoring this video. But make sure you check it out in theaters. It comes out March 10th, and here's a quick little highlight video of our experience there.
I can't stay.
We just made it.
We're here.
We're at the hotel downtown LA. Yeah, this is downtown LA.
Yeah, so we're here at the top of the Ace Hotel. We had a wonderful time. We saw Kong today, and tomorrow we're gonna have the tournament. It's been a great time. We're gonna be back with you guys tomorrow for sure, and we'll start recording more tomorrow and show you more of the tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
I don't know if you guys can see me. I'm trying to record myself as well, but
Kong, baby, Kong.
You know, Kong was fun. I liked it a lot. Definitely check it out when it comes out, and hopefully you guys like it.
Well, tomorrow, Avi is gonna win the tournament.
Let's hope. We have some big shots in it, so let's see. All right, guys. Peace.
All right, so the setup. First, I'm gonna show you the second computer, which is the rendering computer. So this monitor, first, let me show you the monitor. It's an AOC 4K monitor. It's only $300. So I recommend, if you're trying to get into 4K, I recommend, this is probably the cheapest one you could buy. The thing I love about it too is that it's only 1 millisecond. Or I mean, not only, but it is 1 millisecond response time. So it has a really good response time for shooters and for like fighting games. It's a really good monitor that I've had great experience with, and I actually have two of them. I have one on the other side as well. The second monitor I have on this setup is just a standard 24-inch, 1 millisecond response time too. I get all 1 millisecond because just for gaming it's just the best. The Astros are 840 TR editions. These are specifically for the PS4. I would not recommend these. I haven't had a great experience with them. I love Astros, but these in particular have given me a lot of problems, like the audio cuts out. And the thing about the new ones that I don't like is that they're not really compatible with other consoles. You can get sound on the Xbox One, for example, with these PS4 editions, but you can't get voice chat, which is a big game changer. With the old ones you could, but you would need an adapter, which is fine. I wouldn't mind having the extra adapter. At least you had the option. Now you don't even have that option anymore. So I wouldn't recommend these. They're great sound quality, but really not worth it. Now the computer, let me tell you guys about the computer. Alright, so on this computer, the great thing about this computer is that it's kind of been Frankenstein together off old parts that I use from other computers. It has an AMD 8-core processor, 4 gigahertz. If you're going with a budget build, you should always go AMD. They're cheaper. The i7s, the Intels are better, but if like this processor only costs like $200, you know, and you can get 8 cores. So I mean, it's good for what it is. It has a SSD, 256 gigabytes, and it also has a 3 terabyte extra drive for holding files. It has 16 gigabytes in RAM. It has a 750 watt power supply. The main and most important thing for any of you guys who are getting into YouTube and are using Sony Vegas, the majority of people use Sony Vegas, is this bad boy right here. So this graphics card is an old graphics card, but the thing about Sony Vegas is, guys, this is a trade secret, honestly. Like, it took me years to find this out. Sony Vegas uses older graphics cards better for rendering. And almost everybody, like I did the same thing. I got a new computer. I got the best graphics card out there at the time, a couple of years ago, because I wanted to make Sony Vegas faster. But the truth is, this is probably the best graphics card you can use on Sony Vegas, which is an AMD Radeon HD 6970. Either that, if you like Nvidia's better, you can get a GTX 580, which is probably just as fast as this one. But these are older. They're hard to find now. You can't even find them new anymore. But unfortunately, Sony Vegas never updated their their compatibility. I don't know what it is. I think there's some technical issues that restricts them from doing it, but definitely the older graphics cards are better, and this is the one. Now the next section I want to show you is here where I have all the consoles. Right now I still have an Xbox 360 here. It's very soon going to be replaced by a Switch. Probably by the time this video goes up, the Switch will already be there. We still use the 360 every now and again, but honestly, the time has come to move on. I also have the Xbox One Slim here, and I have the PS4 Pro here. Standard setup. What I really wanted to show you guys though is the switcher, which is really important. If you're doing YouTube, it just makes things more convenient if you have a bunch of consoles. It's not necessary or anything like that. The great thing about this switcher is that it is 4K, so it's future proof. Right now it doesn't really matter unless you're doing the PS4 Pro in 4K, but eventually the Scorpio will come out, everything's going to be 4K. The great thing about the switcher is you can hook up 3 consoles or computers into the switcher, and then all you got to do is just switch it with the controller, or you can click the button. Since I have 2 computers, what I did is I hooked it up to a splitter, and then the splitter then goes to both computers at once, which you wouldn't be able to do unless you have the splitter. So this is what I want to show you guys, which is cool. I have all the consoles on right now just so you can see. So if you notice right here, I have the Xbox One on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the input, use the controller, and it's going to switch it to the PS4. Now the great thing about it is this computer has a recorder, so it's connected to the recorder. You can play it here, you can record here. This is the AverMedia Live Gamer HD. And then on the other side, I have an Elgato HD60. So if you notice, the image goes to both sides and you can record and play on both sides, which is really cool, especially if you want to, let's say, live stream on one but record on the other one high quality, because the problem with live streaming is that you won't get the highest quality. So that's a great addition. Even if you're not doing YouTube and you just have a bunch of consoles, I would recommend the switcher because it just makes everything convenient. The other cool thing is that it also has audio outputs. So for example, I have this connected to the optical cable to my Astros. So no matter what console I have on, I can use my Astros without having to switch any wires or anything. It's a perfect setup for multiple consoles or computers. The other cool thing I have right here is a home cloud system, I guess. It's more just for a networking, like a network attached storage NAS. This is 12 terabytes here, two 6 terabyte hard drives, and it's connected to the whole network. So it's convenient for us. So if somebody's working on the second computer and they have files that they just recorded, I can easily just get it from them directly from the computer, or they can just put it in the NAS and I can get it from the NAS afterwards. So it's just really convenient if you have a bunch of computers. And I got 2 plus my laptop, so 3 computers in total. Also, forgot to tell you guys, the Blue Yeti, which is the best, probably the best USB mic you can get. Of course, there's much higher end mics, but those are more professional quality, like traditional mics, not USB mics. And I got a Logitech, I don't remember right now, I think it's a 900, 920, which is just pretty much the standard live streaming webcam. Really good, cheap too, only about 50, 60 bucks. Okay, on the second side. Alright, so this is the beast of our little YouTube channel. It's taken me years to get the parts. One thing I always tell people is that if you're starting out, you shouldn't just be waiting for the perfect setup, because if you're waiting for the perfect setup, it's never going to happen. I build it over time with different parts. And also, don't be afraid to build your own computer. It might seem daunting, but really it's just like any little mechanical thing of putting things together. Don't get me wrong, I've messed up before, but you should definitely take the time to know how to work on your computer. So what I have in this computer is I have an i7 6-core processor. If I'm not mistaken, it's the 4930K. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It might be 4970. It's 6 cores, 12 threads. I have the GTX 1070. When I bought it, bought the graphics card, I was thinking of maybe getting the 1080, but I figured that they're gonna release the 1080 Ti soon. So I was like, for now, I'll just buy the cheaper one. The 1070 is great. Like, you can do 4K 60 frames on a lot of games, 4K 30 on almost every single game if you want to, and 1080p 60 frames on every game. It'll destroy it for sure. Believe it's 1,000 watt, if I'm not mistaken, 1,000 watt power supply. It's 80 plus platinum, so it's the best efficiency you can get. It has water cooling for the processor. I do have it overclocked to 4.2 gigahertz. I think stock it's like 3.6. I don't remember offhand, but I overclocked it quite a bit. I have a 1 terabyte SSD as my main hard drive, and I have 2 3 terabytes as extra memory. It also has 32 gigabytes of RAM. I would say this computer, like, it's taken me about 3-4 years to build, parts by parts. Like, I had the RAM for a long time, the processor, like the GTX I just bought, the hard drives I keep updating. For Sony Vegas purposes, it's good to edit but not good to render. But we do use this to do like the GTA 5 director's cut. We use it to do 4K games. And like I edit most of the things here, and then when I want to render, I just transfer them over to the other computer. But yeah, to anybody who's starting, mess with your computer. Like, try to figure stuff out. Don't be afraid to mess up. And don't hold out for the perfect setup. because if you do that, it's gonna take you years, or it might not ever happen. You gotta just build it as you go. So that's that computer. Now the same thing over here. I have, like I told you guys, I have the 4K monitor ALC, just like I have on the other side, really good. And this is probably my oldest monitor. It's still a beast. It's like 8 years old, but it's a 27-inch ViewSonic. ViewSonic makes great monitors. It's still running strong. It's also 1 millisecond. Only 1080p, but it's still nice to have. This webcam is a new one. Is the Logitech C922, I believe, Pro Edition. The difference with this one is that it has a built-in green screen function, so it can actually cut you out without needing a green screen. It's not as good as a green screen, but it's good enough, especially for live streaming. I have also the Blackout Edition Yeti, exactly the same as the other one, just a different color. And then the Astro A40 TR's Xbox One edition. So I have one for the Xbox One and one for the PS4. And lastly, I have the laptop here. This one I just bought. It's an MSI. It has an i7, a GTX 1060, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 500 gigabyte SSD, and 1 terabyte extra hard drive. I could have got a 1070, but for the same amount of money, I thought it was better to get the extra memory, because that's what works better for me. I wasn't gonna use it to do 4K gaming. I want to use it more to do like 1080 60 frames, because the 4K is all done on the main computer. So yeah, guys, that's my setup. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about the equipment we use, or any questions on how to do things with YouTube, feel free to ask. I always try to answer everybody. Thanks for joining us on the apartment tour / new setup. We'll see you guys later. Peace.